2021 next week. Well, actually, technically, it'll be this Friday on the 1st. So we're closing the chapter of 2020 and 2021. We're going from surviving to thriving. Yes, I said thriving. And so we're going to look at intentions, the power of intentions. And what does that mean? What's the difference between intentions and goals? So, in today's topic, what we're going to cover today is actually what is the difference between what is an intention and the difference between an intention and a goal, and how to set intentions and the benefit of using both in this 30 minutes or less today as we dive in. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. Those of you that are new to my show, hi, I'm Veronica Stewart. I am a life and success coach that helps those professionals that are trying to transition into the next stage of their career and life. And it's really those that are wanting to shift and change their paradigm. Are you someone that is wanting to change from surviving in your career and life stage? Or are you wanting to shift into thriving because you know there's something better out there for you? So this session today is going to help you start thinking about intention and your goals for 2021. I'm going to go ahead and share a quick screen here. Ooh, do you hear that plane? I'm outside right now. Hold on here. Okay. So let's start and talk about real quick is intentions versus goals. Intentions are all about the energy that you put into something. This is all about willingness. And this is extremely important for me to stress. Willingness. What are you willing to do? Goals are always about results. That's where we start to think about more tangible things. As intentions are really about you and what you are truly wanting to do. And if you look on here, timing, this is all about the present moment. This is going to get you beyond when we talk about motivation. This is really more of energy just in general. So this is looking at more of the big picture. It is tied to motivation, but it's beyond that. This is really more of doing a pros and cons list of the willingness about moving forward with something. And so this is what I call getting real with yourself, where goals, yes, extremely important, and I'll talk about that in a different topic, is about the future. And so this is every one of you that have worked in corporations or other types of thing. Goal setting is very familiar to you, I would hope. It's probably. And this is going to be more about the left side, about your emotions and your state of mind when it comes to actually getting to result and doing those goals. And that is that future that you're wanting to go towards. So prioritizing, as you can see in the visual that I have, it's all around emotions. So you can imagine if your mindset is already having some limiting beliefs on what you can do. If you have a lot of words, which I've mentioned before, I can't, I should, I shouldn't, and they're not things that are putting you in a forward state, that is going to impact you being able to get to the results that you want in your goals. So intentions and goals, extremely different, but highly important. Now, prioritization on a goal is all about milestones. So you hit particular milestones as you're going to get to a certain stage. So for example, milestone could be around if we'll do working out, very simple, unattached, is I might have my first milestone of 5 pounds, right? You get on the scale, or you're doing the inches, right? Some of you might not weigh yourself. You might say, I lose 3 inches around my waist. That first milestone might be that first 3 inches or the first 5 pounds. Then you might have a next milestone, but your ultimate goal might be to lose 20 pounds. Your ultimate goal might be to fit in size 4 pants, whatever it might be. When we think about that as in your career and prioritization, your goal might be to have a flexible job where you have more ability to stay home with your family or ability to not have to travel. So for me, my goal going into 2021 was to completely shift out from the 9 to 5 and Monday through Friday schedule and allow myself to have more freedom in my time, because time for me is an asset. You might be thinking about, well, I am commuting 2 hours, and once things change, my company is not going to allow remote working. And so I need to really think about what I want in 2021 and start creating a goal. Now, goals are something what you work towards. Again, look at something where I'm having the visual. I think this is important. Timing, the future. Now look at the timing, and your intention is present moment. And intentions is getting you to start thinking about how much energy do you want to put into achieving this goal? Because you can make the best goals on the right, but they're never going to be achievable if your intentions are off. And this is why it's important for you to go through the activity and think about your intentions when it comes to starting to take action in these goals that you create. Now, the scope, as you can see on here, scope for goals is very specific, whereas the scope for intention is purposely vague. And the reason why it's vague, because this is all about you and how you feel and how the energy that you put into things. And so we want it to be vague because your North Star of the goal is very specific, but the vagueness about the intentions can vary. Think about how you're feeling when you wake up that day and you might not be as motivated to do something. And this is where, if your intentions and you have the energy and your willingness, you kind of make yourself do it, right? So let's get back to working out. I get up, alarm clock, 5 a.m., do my ritual. I make sure 6 a.m. I'm out the door and I do my cardio routine. I am willing to do this during the week because I have a goal that I want to achieve. I want to be more healthier. I like how I feel. But there's days I wake up and I'm tired and I don't want to do it. But this is where my willingness and the energy and the emotions around, I use this to change that. And this is where mindset is so important when it comes to intentions, which intentions is going to make you get to your goal. Now we're going to jump into a couple of things to think about in your intentions. Hopefully it'll go. There we go. So I want you to think about, what do you really want? Now, this is a couple examples that you see in teal. This is just things when it comes to a career change that I put in here, right? This example is they really want to be able to help people be better people. They want to be able to look forward to going to work every day. They want to be able to have a balance of work and their hobbies that they like. And they want to make sure that they're doing something impactful. And so what do you really want? That was what they came up with. A lot of times I'll tell people, sit down, do a couple of drafts. This might be your first inkling. And then take a step back, allow like a 24-hour simmering, come back to it and think about what you have and either change it, add it, whatever, but does it really still resonate what you wrote 24 hours prior? What do you really want? That's $1 million question a lot of people don't know how to answer. And so spend some time on answering what you really want, because when you really want something, those intentions are going to be strong. You're going to have willingness and you're going to want to have energy to do it. And so when you can be very confident and sure of what do you really want, you're going to go after it. So this, even though these are very simple questions that I'm showing you, they are so profound. Now, the next one is, what are you really prepared to do about it? Now, that's the toughie, because this is where, what are you willing to gain? And what are you willing to lose? Question. So when we think about this, what are you prepared to do? This person was prepared to learn more, learn a new skill set if needed. They were even talking about getting their master's degree for this particular career change and the person that I was coaching. They also were willing to go into a new career field, completely maybe something different that they didn't think about. So they were willing to research and explore on that. So again, if you're wanting more flexibility in that first example that I had about how you are commuting, or your hours are going to go back to how it was in January before COVID started, and you kind of don't want to go back to that, are you willing to go into a new career field for it to give it to you? That's a question you have to answer. Now, moving to a new city, are you willing and prepared to move to a whole new place if it's going to give you what you want? These are examples when you answer this question, what are you really prepared to do about, is profound. So you can see when it comes to intentions, it is about getting real. And you see in my note at the bottom, the only thing powerful enough to keep you from moving forward is you. It's always you. And it's how you think in here, and what are the limiting beliefs that you might be telling, the stories in your head that is preventing you. And so intentions is almost like the little guy on the shoulder reminding you. So I'll stop sharing here real quick and getting back to my face. And this is going to be a short video because I really just wanted to focus on a quick thing for all of you to think about going into 2021 is, what do you want to change? What is it that you've learned in 2020 that you know you're almost at the point going, do I really want to continue down this path? 2021 is the year from shifting from surviving to thriving. And what do you want to thrive about in your career, in your life? And what's more important to you now? A lot of you have probably asked yourself this question. And it starts with getting real with your intentions. So even though you might be setting a couple goals here, right? New Year's resolutions coming around the corner, ask yourself those powerful questions. What do you really want? And what are you willing to do about it? And I'll leave with you those two questions when it comes to intention setting for your New Year resolutions of pivoting from surviving to thriving. Tune in till next week. We will continue on a couple of tips and tricks on how you can start shifting away from your everyday of surviving and not thriving to completely thriving, and starting that path to being more fulfilled in your career and life and what makes you truly happy as a person. I'll see you next week. Goodbye now.